In this video, I'm going to explain the reasons why you need to leave your in-person trainer and why he's not the reason you're going to get to your fat loss goals in 2025. So my name is Adam Bundle. I'm an online fat loss professional, and I specialize in helping men get to the next level of physique using metabolic priming. And in this video, we're going to break down why in-person trainers in 2025 are a thing of the past. And I want to actually bring up some of the quotes that our clients have came to us because we work with hundreds of men around the world who 85% of them have had in-person trainers. And I want to actually show you some of the quotes that they had when they came to us. Nothing was really specifically for me. Wasn't really any research behind it. Felt like I was just another number on the table. There was no really concept that they talked. So those are just some of the quotes from our current clients around the world about what they had to say about their past in-person trainer. And so I want to explain the differences between in-person training and online training and why in-person training is a thing of the past. So first of all, it's just time and availability, right? So we work with managers, business owners, around the world who are very busy. Time availability is very important to them. So in-person training, one, you have one location, you have one time, you may have a scheduling conflict, but with online training, we get to actually create their schedule based around their life, right? And we plug our process into their life. They don't have to show up at a certain time anywhere. They don't have to be somewhere at a certain time. And so scheduling conflict in itself and time and availability is huge. But the biggest one of the biggest ones being nutrition, is a lot of in-person trainers don't really have the authority to actually give proper nutrition programs because it's a liability to the gym they work for. And even the ones that maybe do or find a way to give proper nutrition plans, they don't really know how to properly structure macronutrients, how to properly structure changing those macronutrients each week for fat loss. And a lot of times they typically just give PDFs, maybe change it like once every 3-4 weeks. You get an email with your new meal plan. So what we do and what online trainers do is we actually teach you the concepts around nutrition, right? So for our clients, what we do is we give them the education about how to use flexible dieting to create their own meal plan. And so they don't have to be forever, stuck relying on another person for their health and their nutrition. With what we do, we actually give them the knowledge, we give them the education to create meal plans themselves, to know how to go out to eat with wives on vacations, how to use flexible dieting on work trips or whatever it may be. And that's the education that a lot of people actually miss. And in-person trainers don't give that to you. You know why? It's because most of their time is spent, on the floor, not on a computer, writing up and explaining exactly in videos and such how things are done. No, because they don't have the time and availability. Their schedule's, packed. As for online training, what we do is we teach you. We give you the education that you need to make a sustainable change. Because I love all my clients, but I don't think they all want to be 80 still having a coach. And I don't want to coach all of them, until they're 80 as well. I want them to learn at some certain point, right? And so with that comes like the obvious customization part. And a lot of in-person trainers, they'll send you an email or PDF with your workouts, with your nutrition, with any changes that are made, if you do get any changes. And obviously there's not really much customization. You're just kind of a number on their scale, that they just give the same plan that they gave to Becky last week to you, a man who's 35 and needs more carbohydrates, or maybe needs to eat a little less fat, and they give just the same plan to everybody, right? And so with online training, what we do is we actually customize each and every workout specific to what you actually do for your job, where you work out. If you have a home gym, we have clients right now that are working out in their home gyms off a plan that I've made for them, off a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, 6-day, whatever they like doing, and we sit down and we structure it, and we take workouts out and we put workouts in that they actually like doing, and so they enjoy it, right? Because you want to be able to enjoy what you do, right? You want to enjoy your workouts, and when you're in with an in-person trainer, you're just kind of giving the same plan that the last guy got that came in last week for that 1 hour that you were there, right? So along with that, probably the biggest thing, and I think the most important thing that people probably overlook, is that the cost of in-person trainers. So with in-person training, you are paying for somebody's time, right? With online training, you're paying for an actual result. And so let's compare the two, right? So for in-person training, maybe let's say that you go 3 days a week, right? For that 1 hour that you're with your in-person trainer. Typical in-person training is $50. I've seen all the way up to 100, maybe even 150, but let's be conservative. Let's say that, you are only going 3 days a week, and he's only making you pay $50, right? And typically what I've seen, most men go at least 4 to 5 days a week. So, but we'll keep it conservative. But let's say that's the case. So you're currently paying $600 for 12 hours of somebody's time, right? So not only that, but you have the overhead costs, you have the travel, and also the time and availability, which you have to be there at a certain time, right? As with online training, one, you pay for a result and you get 24 hours access to a community of guys who we currently work with that help with questions, that give you different opinions from different angles. And, what you guys don't see on this monitor right here is there's another monitor right here with all my clients in their personal community where if any pop up, I answer them within, 5 to 10 minutes as long as I'm not on a call. And so obviously the availability is a lot higher, right? And with that, so you're paying, $600 for 12 hours of someone's time, or you can actually pay for an actual program with 24-hour guidance and accountability to get you to some certain result. And a lot of people think, well, they don't really add up over time how much in-person training actually is. And we've seen people that come to us with, have done in-person training for 6 to 8 months, 5 times a week, and the bill adds up to $15,000 to $20,000. Right? And they still aren't where they want to be because it's not that customized. It's not that personalized. And when they do go off and they do go out on vacation or whatever, maybe travel, they don't have a plan because that plan only aligns in those 4 walls that are in that gym that the in-person trainer works at. So obviously I'm seeing there's more customization with in-person training. There's more hands-on with in-person training. And like I said, 85% of our clients have worked with in-person trainers. And maybe that was in the past beneficial for a lot of people, but it won't get you to that next level physique because you don't actually have the hands-on guidance and accountability that it requires to get to that next level physique, but actually sustain it long-term, because the education is what sustains it long-term. Because once you have the education, that's when consistency applies, right? Once you have the consistency, that's where sustainability applies. And anybody of you listening to this right now, maybe 30 to 50 years old, if you tried in-person trainers and it hasn't worked for you, well, maybe there's a reason. And start to digest these topics and kind of see exactly where this went wrong. You maybe went on a work trip and, for a week you didn't work out because you didn't have a plan on your work trip, and you just kind of regressed, you fell off and you didn't see him again. Right? Or maybe you went out on vacation for 2 weeks and you didn't have a plan of attack of how to eat certain foods to stay within a certain range to actually maintain progress. And so when you get back, you can get back on plan, or what type of activity level to sustain when you're on vacation with, maybe a step count, maybe just hitting a couple workouts that were provided by, obviously us, to actually give you a sustainability within a vacation. And that happens, right? Because, when you leave your in-person trainer, they don't think about you. They think about the person that they're with right now. And then the next person, and the next person. And so in 2025, in-person training is dead. And if you're somebody who has been trying to reach that next level physique, then I encourage you to look into online training. So I'm an online fat loss professional, and I've worked with hundreds of men around the world. You can check out my YouTube channel. You can check out our client results. There's over 40 on my page, and you can understand the difference between the actual level of guidance that in-person training versus online training gets, right? And so if that sounds like you and you've been struggling, you're 30 to 50 years old and you just want to lose weight, you want to look better for your family, you want to look better for your colleagues, you hate having that kind of gut that kind of sticks out a little bit and you want to finally get rid of it and get back to looking like you were when you're 20, then sign up for a time down below. I'll have an application link down below, and it's going to be for you because you're somebody who deserves his next level physique, and you don't deserve to live the entirety of your rest of your life without experiencing and always wondering what you would look like at that next level. Check out our client testimonials, check out our client transformations. But if that sounds like you, there'll be a link in this description below. Sign up for a time. We'll sit down with you and see where you're at and where you're wanting to get, and I will piece the pieces together. And we will build you a plan that's not only sustainable, but we will provide you the actual education to sustain it long term. So it sounds like you. Sign up for the time down below, and I hope to be seeing you soon.